Congrats, you did it! The council's heard your voice and made their decision. Now there's still a lot to do, but let me tell you what they have done. On January 29th, the City Council listened to public comments on the 2 draft plans for downtown Livermore. While many people came in support of both plans, some business leaders thought the East Side Hotel plan, where the hotel would be on the east side of Livermore Avenue, was a better choice.
I am Chris Chandler with the Livermore Valley Wine Growers Association. Slight preference for placing a hotel next to the bankhead and housing in the other location.
My preference would be the East Side Hotel concept.
The last point is in the discussion with my colleagues that live downtown and or work downtown in these office complex. There is a slight preference that we go with the East Side Hotel concept.
Hey guys, Rick Dobbs. I'm the owner of The Last Word in Aviation. The East Side is really where we want to be when it comes to having the hotel.
I'm Nancy Bankhead, and I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for the theater. Speaking for myself and nobody else, I really like the hotel next to the theater. Thank you.
My name is Sherry Souza. I serve on the board of directors for the Livermore Chamber of Commerce, and I am a business owner here in town. The hotel. I do have a personal opinion about the hotel. I would like to see it on, most people are saying east side, west side, we don't care. I personally would like to see it on the east side. I think it's a better fit over there.
Then a smaller group came out in favor of changing the west side plan. They wanted to rotate the hotel so it faced mostly on Railroad Avenue, creating a linear open space from Stockman's Park all the way to L Street. They also wanted to remove the workforce housing for teachers and first responders that was placed next to the bankhead and put an additional parking garage there.
I urge you to consider realigning the hotel so it runs along Railroad, still anchored on L and Railroad, and also then the 2 units of housing combined and running somewhat parallel to the hotel. This would open up more of the land for functional open space. I feel the current West Side plan uses a lot of land for landscaping. I also would like to see a parking garage and retail next to the bankhead.
Of the hotel, so it's more on Railroad Avenue. It's on the corner of L Street, but it goes more along Railroad. That will open up more space on L Street so that the green can go all the way from Livermore Avenue to L Street.
Recommendation that the hotel be realigned along Railroad Avenue and the northwest corner of the Lucky Site to L Street, from L Street over to K Street.
While some wanted to change the plans, nearly everybody was in agreement that the land exchange with the Stockmen's Association should go through, bringing a park to downtown Livermore and a memorial to veterans and Livermore's rodeo and ranching heritage. After public comments, the City Council decided to take a vote. The vote was unanimous. The City Council decided to bring a park to downtown Livermore that would honor veterans and Livermore's rodeo and ranching heritage, and it would also open up land near the City Council chambers on Pacific Avenue for low-income senior housing.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Warner, seconded by Councilmember Carling. Any further discussion on the motion? I will then call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Yay! Very good. Thank you.
The City Council then decided to continue the meeting the next day on the 30th. On January 30th, the council wanted to solidify the placement of the parking garage and take a look at where the hotel should go. The council was in agreement that the southwest corner of the empty lot should be the best place for a parking garage. Then the council took a vote, and again, the vote was unanimous. The parking garage was to go in the southwest corner of the empty lot. Then the council decided to take up the debate on where the hotel should go. Now, Vice Mayor Warner had an idea about how to address this issue moving forward.
I'd like to suggest, I don't know how to phrase it, but that we have staff reach out to those people, and basically the same set, or it's actually a subset of what we had in the steering committee, that have formed opinions on what that should look like over there. A couple of weeks of analysis that we might have further analysis.
Vice Mayor Warner only wanted to delay the process for 2 weeks, but city staff told him that it would take much longer than that to get a good, accurate picture of what these new plans would look like.
The analysis sort of we did here, you gave us instructions on November 29th. We are back here at the very end of January. That's 8 weeks. We lost a couple of weeks during the holidays, or we should have, but most of us didn't take any time off. In theory, this should have made it slower. So about the fastest we could be back to you is about 6 weeks. So it's not a week or two we're talking about.
Since changing the plans would take 6 weeks, Councilmember Carling thought it was best to tackle the issue that night. He thought it would be a good idea to bring up Rakesh Patel, the representative for the hotel developer Presidio, and ask him a few questions about where the hotel should go.
I'm against asking the staff to go up and do a bunch more analysis. I think we should ask Mr. Patel tonight what he thinks about turning it 90 degrees and go from there.
To answer your question, completely unconstrained by politics, my preference would be for the council to choose the east side today. That would be my preference. But, you know, assuming politics are important, which they are, and I think everything should be considered, of course. West Side Hotel, sitting where it is right now, I think would work, as I had discussed before. Rotating the hotel towards or along Railroad, the most important consideration from my perspective is where the lobby and where the main common space for the hotel is going to be. And right now, the lobby and the main common space is sitting right on the corner of L and Railroad. Rotating the hotel to make it mostly along Railroad would kind of defeat that or make it more difficult to achieve that sort of presence on the corner. And I think from a traffic standpoint, I think Councilmember Spadowski had mentioned, in my view, it would be more difficult to make sure the pedestrian flow and the vehicular flow on Railroad matches what it's supposed to be. And I think a hotel on L, facing L, for the most part, allows for that entryway down to the garage and perhaps an exit on Railroad, versus if it was mostly on Railroad, I think every single car would have to come from a single location along Railroad. So rotating the hotel is possible, although it would be more difficult for that to work from a feasibility perspective. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is certainly possible. But generally speaking, the hotel where it sits right now would be preferable to rotating it.
Well, I'll ask this question. Would you want us to just pick the location now, or are you okay with studying it a couple more weeks before we make this decision?
Honestly, I would prefer for you to pick the location today.
The council then debated on the best place for the hotel. Councilmember Carling said that the east side would be the best place because then housing over near L Street could be rearranged to create an open space from Stockman Park all the way to L Street.
The reason that, from my point of view, the reason that the folks wanted to rotate the hotel 90 degrees was to provide for a clean, green path, if you will, left to right, L to Livermore. I think you could achieve that with putting the hotel on the east side and breaking up that block of residential that is on the east side drawing now, to your point earlier. And I think we could achieve all that. I mean, I think it would meet the thinking of the group that wants that green space that extends from one street to the other. Putting the hotel on the east side meets the expectation of our hotelier, where he would be the most successful. It would provide a centerpiece for the downtown area, and I think we have to break up but I do think we need to break up that big block on the left-hand side there of the housing into smaller units so that we can have a clean green path down between those buildings.
Councilmember Sputowski noted that placing a hotel on the west side would mean that housing would have to go next to the Bankhead Theater.
So what this really comes down to is, do you want residential or a hotel next to the Bankhead? I think those are our only two viable options at this point, and the rest is dictated from that decision.
Then Councilmember Coomber said that the east side location would be the best to give the hotel the best shot at succeeding, because it would put it near the city center and not away from everything else.
The hotelier believes that this will be the most successful place for it on the east side. It's more central to the businesses. I rolled down about 3 weeks ago down to the corner of Ellen Railroad, and looking across where that hotel would be, it looks like there's there might as well be an ocean from one end to the other. It looks a long way from downtown. And one of my first thoughts was, how long is it going to take? What's it going to take to get things going down here to make sure this is going to be a viable location? If we build a hotel, get things rolling there to build a hotel, what else is going to be going up to me? In such a case like that, I could see a potential for the hotel being the last thing to go in, so that all the other amenities are in already. As much as I like West Side Hotel from the start, I can see a good case for the East Side one, as the way Councilmember Carling described it.
Then Mayor Marchand agreed that placing the hotel on the east side of Livermore Avenue was the best location. The City Council took a vote. The vote was 4-1 in favor of placing the hotel on the east side of Livermore Avenue near the Bankhead Theater.
Okay, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay. Here.
No? Okay. Okay, so it passes 4-1 with Councilmember Coomber in opposition.
So this is what the council has agreed to move forward on. They're going to start phase 1 of construction, where they're going to knock down abandoned buildings, grade them, and pave them for parking. Then they'll start construction on the parking garage and Stockman's Park. At the same time, they'll give the go-ahead for the developer to start construction on the hotel. Now, this will not happen overnight. This will take some time. But hopefully, the council will push to get it done as quick as possible. There are some things the council hasn't made decisions on yet. The council hasn't decided on the Black Box Theater or Science Center, or the workforce housing for teachers, first responders, and other people that need it. The fight to make sure that downtown gets built is not over. There are still going to be people that are going to lie and deceive and attempt to delay. That is why I want to make sure to give you the facts. Number 1, the council never wanted to pick one of the 4 original concept plans. They put those plans out there to help people get an understanding of what priorities they wanted for downtown. And the council listened to those priorities. So when people say that the council didn't listen to the community, that is farthest from the truth. The council looked closely at the priorities people wanted for downtown, and they listened to hours of public comment. Number 2, the process has been very thorough and very long. The city decided a hotel should go downtown 20 years ago. The city has gone through several different designs, canceling some and making changes to others. And the city has done a year-long process of listening to people of Livermore about what they wanted. So when someone tells you that this was a rushed process, it simply isn't true. Number 3, the low-income senior housing on Pacific Avenue and the workforce housing going downtown will be enough to make sure that the city doesn't have to pay back the $14 million. The city owns the downtown lot, Therefore, the city would have to purchase land in order to move housing off of downtown. That's why housing has to go on the downtown lot. Now, while the city owns land near the railroad tracks, housing can't be too close to the railroad tracks because of the vibrations from when trains go down the tracks. Number 4. Lastly, the City Council has been very transparent through this process. They've gone to great lengths to make sure that all deals and all plans were posted in City Council agendas and minutes. Also, all City Council meetings are posted online. Also, the city staff has gone to great lengths to make sure that they've posted all the latest news and plans on city websites and even city social media. The City Council has heard you, and they've heard that you want to build downtown now. This process has been long, and finally the city is moving forward. But it's not over. We have to make sure that the council continues on the path they've set forth. And here at Build Downtown Now, we're going to keep working to make sure that that happens. But we still need you. We still need your voice. And hopefully, we can follow through with building downtown now.